guys like comedy? Yeah, me too. You know what my favorite part of comedy is? Jokes. You guys know what my favorite joke is? This one. You guys know my favorite band? The Beatles. You guys know my favorite guitar player? Jimi Hendrix. You guys know my favorite trumpet player? Louis Armstrong. You guys know my favorite astronaut is? Neil Armstrong. You guys know my favorite bicyclist is? Lance Armstrong. You guys know my favorite basketball player is Michael Jordan. You know my favorite thing about Michael Jordan is?
You gonna green screen stuff in some of these seats?
Not the chairs, just walking.
Oh, just one.
He won all of the games. You guys like winning games? Yeah, me too. Uh, you guys, uh, you guys know my favorite driving sport is? NASCAR. You guys know my favorite NASCAR driver is? Dale Earnhardt, the dead one. You guys know who my favorite lady NASCAR driver is? Danica Patrick. You guys know who my favorite lady tennis player is? Venus and Serena Williams. You guys know my favorite thing? Do you guys know who my favorite other female athlete is? You guys know who my favorite other lady athlete is? I don't know. I don't know anymore. I wish I did. You guys like boxing? Me too. You guys know my favorite boxer is? Muhammad Ali. You guys know my favorite thing about Muhammad Ali? He flew like an insect and make pain like another insect. You guys know my favorite country in the world? America. You guys know my favorite part of America? Freedom. You guys know my favorite thing about freedom? Guns. You know my favorite kind of gun? Machine gun. You know my favorite thing about machine gun? More dead Nazis. You guys like Nazis? Yeah, me too. You guys know my favorite Nazi? A dead one. Like before. It's a callback. Oh, you guys like football? Yeah, me too. You guys know my favorite football player? guys know my favorite. You guys know my favorite football game? Super Bowl.
And smash! He hits it out of the park. The crowd goes wild. This is a big win. I've not seen a win this big since 1978 at the Big Cup. Dear Lord, this is amazing. And just, oh, look at that follow through. This is just, I'm speechless. Of course, it's going to be a big night tonight for the fans. I'm sure the streets will be packed. This is just unprecedented. Look at that. Did you see that? Now we're gonna replay that one time and focus on the delivery here. Now we're seeing some, just right off the bat, here we go. Seeing some interesting moves from him over there. That's it's a bit of an unconventional strategy. I'm not sure what he's going for. I mean, in all my years of hosting, I haven't seen anything quite like this. But, and I just can't quite tell what he's going for. But it looks like, okay, he's going for it. The crowd's heating up. Oh, look at that. What a play. Now let's see what he does next. Pay attention to this one. I'm employing an interesting strategy here. Let's see what he does. Okay, and he's going. Let's see how far he gets. Okay, making some real progress here. I don't know what I'm seeing here, folks. This is blowing my mind. This is just incredible. This is stupendous. This is stupefying. This is crazy cuckoo. Dear Lord. Only God can save this now. Oh my Lord. What is going on? Are the refs gonna do anything? We need police in here. This is too rough. This has been too crazy. Let me tell you. I used to play, I used to be in the game. I used to do this kind of stuff. I used to be where this guy is. And I never did anything like this. This is out of my league. This is crazy. You don't know what to expect in this one. Ooh, look at that. Oh, there he goes. Going around and getting it and smashing it up. Look at that action. Look at that action. Look at his face. Look at the top of his head. It's crazy. This is crazy. I don't know what's going on. I get that this is just too much. This is too much. Hey, boys, get over here. They're gonna see this. The boys are gonna see this. Oh, Lord. I mean, isn't this incredible? Look. That's a good play. That's going in the books. If you remember one thing from the night, folks, remember that play. Well, folks, this is a terrific game.
You guys know my favorite thing about the Super Bowl? Commercials. You guys like teamwork? Yeah, me too. You guys know my favorite thing about teamwork? Get stuff done. You guys know my favorite thing about get stuff done? More time for football. You guys like hang out? Yeah, me too. You guys know my favorite way to hang out? TV. You guys know my favorite thing on TV? Nintendo. You guys know my favorite game on Nintendo? Mario. You guys know my favorite TV show? Dragon Ball Z. You guys know my favorite guy on Dragon Ball Z? Goku. You know what my favorite country in Asia is? China. You know what my favorite Chinese food is? Egg roll. You guys like drugs? Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. You know my favorite drug is? Weed. You guys know my favorite thing about weed? Getting high. You guys know my favorite thing about getting high? The munchies. You guys know my favorite thing about munchies? Pizza Hut. You guys know my favorite thing to get from Pizza Hut? Pizza. You know my favorite thing they got on top of a pizza? Pepperoni. You guys like cheese? Yeah, me too. You know my favorite cheese? American. You guys know my favorite way to eat American cheese? Cheese sandwich. You know my favorite place to get a cheese sandwich? Subway. Subway. You know my favorite way to get around to New York City? Subway. Subway. You guys know my favorite way to get around Kansas City? A car.
We have to cut to some advertisers. We have to cut to our sponsors real quick. But we'll be back with some more kooky action in just a few minutes. We'll see you then. Have a good night.
There's a new dawn rising over America, and it's a mushroom cloud. And there's one way to keep safe from the fallout. Democracy is a toy given to you to keep you from looking at real answers. The Middle Ages ended, and democracy and the Enlightenment were introduced not by the ink of a printing press, but with the crack of powder out of a steel tube. When the peasants took down the 1,000-year French crown and flung new liberal values across the continent, they were not storming the Bastille to free political prisoners with dangerous ideas. They were after guns. And the more people got a hold of guns, the more the powerful people were forced to pretend to care what you think. After Gavrilo Princip fired one bullet from a pistol into an archduke's neck and ended all the old world's empires, women were given the voting trinket in America. And once those fallen empires' former colonies all started picking up weapons to defend their newfound liberty, the civil rights movement tried to hide bullets under ballots. In 1787, Thomas Jefferson famously said, "The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. It is its natural manure." And even more recently, another powerful philosopher-farmer, Mao Zedong, said even more succinctly, "Political power grows out of the barrel of a gun." Georg Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel said that when two individuals enter conflict of interest, the one that would rather kill or die than lose their freedom will enslave the other that would rather live in servitude than die. And right now, the people and the government are staring each other down. Will you be your government's slave or its master? Every vote you cast is another link in your own chains. Good luck and Godspeed. This message has been brought to you by Puerto Rico.
Oh, you guys know my favorite way to get around the galaxy? Spaceship. You guys know my favorite spaceship? Enterprise. You guys know my favorite captain of the Enterprise? Kirk. You guys know my favorite thing about Kirk? When he dies. You guys like science fiction? Yeah, me too. You guys know my favorite science fiction? Star Wars. You guys know my favorite part of Star Wars? Damn it. You guys know my favorite thing about Star Wars is Luke Skywalker. You guys know my favorite thing about Luke Skywalker? The Force. You know my favorite thing about You know my favorite thing about the Force is powers and you guys know my favorite thing about You guys know my favorite power of the Force? Lying. You guys know what my favorite lie is? 9/11. You guys know my favorite day of the week is? Friday. You guys know my favorite thing about Friday? Friday. That's joke number 69. You guys like to party? Yeah, me too. You know my favorite thing about party? Drink alcohol. You know my favorite way to drink alcohol? Beer. You know my favorite place to get beer? Bar. You guys feel good? Yeah, me too. You guys know my favorite way to feel? Happy. You guys know my favorite thing about being happy? Smiling. You guys know my favorite way to smile? Jeez. Oh, you guys like this weather? Yeah, me too. You guys know my favorite thing about this weather? The sun. You guys know my favorite thing about the sun? Makes rainbows. You guys know my favorite thing about rainbows? colors. You guys know my favorite thing. You guys know my. You know my favorite color? Blue. You know my favorite thing that's blue? The sky. You know my favorite thing about the sky? It's full of air. You know my favorite thing about air? Breathing. You know my favorite thing about breathing? Being alive. You know my favorite thing about being alive? Not ever thinking about death. You guys like death? Yeah, me too. You know what my favorite death is? Jesus Christ. You guys like the news? Yeah, me too. No, damn it. You guys know my favorite news? CNN. You guys know my favorite thing on CNN? Politics. You guys know my favorite thing about politics? Elections. You guys know my favorite thing about elections? Voting.
So, like I said earlier, I used to be a reporter, a journalist. I worked for a newspaper in Montana, and as we all know, every journalist in the country, likely the world, has got like an official government liaison or handler, and mine actually ended up telling me to stop doing the journalism, and oh crap. They do like the old quid pro quo thing. If you want to get the sources, if you want access to people that work in the government, then you kind of have to play ball and push the narratives they want. Not cover the facts that they don't want published, and then occasionally sprinkle in a couple of creativities that might be useful to them for whatever reason. I mean, you hardly ever know with them. You just do what you're told, so that you can ask the senator what his favorite local fried chicken place is. Anyway, so yeah, mine ended up telling me that I had to stop reporting because they had something different for me to do. I thought it was going to be I don't know, maybe moving up or going overseas. That could have been cool, but then they just sent me to wrangle stand-up comedians in the Midwest, and was going on doing that for a while. But then that joke in particular, they came back, I don't know, then when we were working on this, and I I'm still not sure why, but they came around and told me that this joke in particular was the one that needed to be included, and that if I didn't put this joke in the special, then they would arrest my family and sodomize my cat. So that's why that one was in there. Oh yeah, that one I just thought of at a Taco Bell.
Todos solos por el medio, pero esa jugada era para él.
Layún vuelve a jugar con el Tecatito. Sigue Corona, pasa entre 1, entre 2, entre 3, media luna, 4, 5, 6, 7. ¡Golazo! ¡Apago la luz y me largo de aquí!
Tupo. Tupo. Tupo.
You guys like girls? Yeah, me too. You guys like guys? Yeah, me too. You know, my favorite thing about guys and girls is differences. You know, my favorite difference between guys and girls is genitals. You guys like cops? Yeah, me too. You guys know my favorite thing about the cops? You guys know who my favorite cop is? RoboCop. You guys know my favorite thing about RoboCop? He killed bad guys. You guys like that country? Yeah, me too. You know my favorite thing about the country? Farms. You know my favorite thing about a farm? Food. You know my favorite thing about farm food? So fresh. You guys like the city? Yeah, me too. You guys know my favorite thing about the city? The streets. You know my favorite thing about the streets? So busy. You guys like the burbs? Yeah. Me either. Yeah, me too. You know my favorite thing about the Burbs? Nothing. You guys like crimes? Yeah, me too. You know what my favorite crime is? Murder.
Shut the fuck up, you suck! You suck! No, fuck you! No, shut up! No, fuck you! This guy's awesome! No, fuck you!
You know what my favorite murder is? The Lindbergh, baby. You guys like cooking shows? Yeah, me too. You know my favorite thing about cooking shows? Chefs. You know who my favorite chef is? Boyardee. You guys like board games? Yeah, me too. You guys know what my favorite board game is? Chess. You guys know my favorite chess pieces? Queen. You guys know who my favorite chess player is? Bobby Fischer. I hope they find him. You guys like another thing. You guys like Facebook? Yeah, me too. You know my favorite thing about Facebook? Talking to my friends. You know my favorite thing about talking to my friends? Using them. Just kidding. Relating to each other with similar interests. You guys like Twitter? Yeah, me too. You know my favorite thing about Twitter? Short. You guys like MySpace? Yeah, me too. You know my favorite thing about MySpace? Living in 2003. You guys like robots? Yeah, me too. You guys know what my favorite robot is? A Terminator. You know my favorite thing about Terminator? He killed a lot of guys. You know my favorite thing about Terminator Murder Spree is? Some of those guys is bad guys. You guys know my favorite bad guy is? Hitler. You guys guys know my favorite good guy is? A Batman. You guys know my favorite Batman villain is? Joker. You guys know my... Wait. I'll have to make a blooper reel to run during the credits. I'll just make up like 400 credits that all just say like you and me on it. And I guess we like take liberty hall is just like I don't know, just make a ton of credits and make them up to just go forever. And then I'll include this footage right now of me talking right now and put that in the credits. It won't be hilarious.
Look at this, like, no worker, this
Yeah, that'll be after this part right now where I'm talking about the bloopers. Now we've talked about the bloopers that are going to come up just after this.
The credits.
Oh, that's a good one. Joe did a real good job on that. Oh, shit. Fuck.
Punch one of the things.
Make that one like fly out of the credits. I like it.
Break the fourth wall.
Okay,
go ahead.
where am I? Oh, yeah.